the contemporary of global literature. Postcolonial and diasporic voices. 1. What? What is postcolonial and diasporic literature? Postcolonial literature. The word postcolonial means after colonialism. So, postcolonial literature refers to the writings produced after countries gained freedom from colonial rule, mainly from the British, French, Spanish, or other European empires. It deals with the effects of colonization on nations and individuals, the struggles for identity, the loss of culture, and the fight to reclaim voice and dignity. It studies how colonial power shaped languages, education, religion, and minds, and how people resisted it through writing. Example: Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, Nigeria, shows how British colonialism destroyed African traditions. Salman Rushdie's Midnight's Children, India, explores the birth of modern India after British rule. Ngwa Thiongo's Decolonizing the Mind rejects the English language's dominance in African education. Diasporic literature. The word diaspora means scattering of people from their homeland. Diasporic literature is written by people who live away from their original country, often as immigrants, refugees, or second-generation children of migrants. It explores homesickness and belonging, cultural identity, displacement, double consciousness, feeling of living between two worlds, and hybridity, mixing of cultures. Example: Jhumpa Lahiri's The Namesake shows an Indian-American family adjusting to life in the USA. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Americana describes the immigrant experience in America from a Nigerian woman's view. Hanif Qureishi's The Buddha of Suburbia presents life between Pakistani and British identities. Who are the primary creators and voices behind postcolonial and diasporic literature? Postcolonial and diaspora literature revolve around writers from regions like Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean, as well as those who have moved to Western countries. Some major postcolonial writers include Africa, Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart, Nguni Thiongo, Decolonizing the Mind, Language and Power. South Asia, Salman Rushdie, Midnight's Children, Arundhati Roy, The God of Small Things, and the Caribbean's Derek Walcott, Omeros. In addition, prominent diaspora writers include Indian American, Jhumpa Lahiri, interpreter of melodies, The Namesake; Nigerian American, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Americana; Pakistani British Hanif Qureishi, The Buddha of Suburbia; Iranian French Marjane Satrapi, Persepolis; Pakistani, Mohsin Hamid, Exit West; Japanese British Kazuo Ishiguro, The Remains of the Day; and Iranian, Moynihan, The Namesake. These writers often express unique hybrid identities that encompass more than one culture, speaking multiple languages, and carrying various histories within them. Regarding what the literature is about, it appears to emerge in the following historical context. After World War II, writers from the Caribbean, South Asia, and East Africa gained independence and began to challenge traditional narratives. 1980s-1990. Second-generation writers, born abroad, expressed their struggles with identity. 2000s to 2020s. Globalization and climate change became prevalent, with many writers focusing on immigration, refugees, and cultural conflicts. In conclusion, postcolonial and diaspora literature emerged during the post-WWII era, as writers challenged traditional European narratives and authored their unique histories. These writers often express hybrid identities, speaking multiple languages and carrying lots of experiences behind them. So, do you want to know where this literature happens? A good story doesn't just happen in one place. It can be set in places all around the globe. For example, we could talk about Africa, South Asia, or the Caribbean, places that have a history with European rule. You can see how people in these areas lived, how their villages and cities changed after the Europeans came. So, when we're talking about places like these, we can say it's post-colonial settings. You see, post-colonial settings focus on how cultures were influenced by European rule and how people deal with that change. It's important to remember that history isn't just written by those in power. People like Achebe and Rushdie, for instance, write from the viewpoint of the colonized, making them feel like they matter and have a voice. Plus, these stories bring out the beauty of diversity and help us understand different cultures better. Now, let's talk about the why this type of literature is important. It's because it helps us remember and celebrate the stories of those who were once oppressed. The stories reclaim their voices, show us from their viewpoints, and help us understand a whole new world. You see, Literature is more than just a story in a single language and from a single country. It's something that brings together people from all walks of life, all over the world, sharing their experiences and perspectives. This way, we can learn from one another and create a more inclusive world. In conclusion, it shows how important it is for us to understand and learn from different cultures and perspectives. This way, we can build on the shared human experience and share our stories with the world, so everyone has a chance to be heard. Are you going to write a response about what is literature, how it is written, read, and analyzed? If so, here's a casual version of the text. The literature we enjoy can be found in many different languages and styles. Some are written using native languages, while others, like Salman Rushdie's work, incorporate local expressions, rhythms, and idioms. Themes like identity, displacement, resistance, and nostalgia often appear in these works. We can analyze literature with the help of postcolonial and diasporic theories, which explain how authors use their work to resist power and express their own unique identity. Some texts might feature stories of exiled people, while others explore the power of language. No matter the subject, reading literature gives us a glimpse into the lives of others, helping us understand their experiences and viewpoints. In my contemporary global literature course, students learn about how literature can travel across borders, how authors express the global human experience of movement, loss, and rebirth, how English has become a shared language, and how global literature is not just about Western modernity. They also explore what makes literature truly global and multicultural. So, if you're thinking about how literature is written and analyzed, this casual version might help give you a better understanding of what goes into creating and studying these beautiful words. Remember, it's not all about grand narratives or philosophical musings. It's about sharing personal stories in a way that resonates with others, whether we are in the classroom or on our own.